All right, let's have a quick look at the metals market. First of all, we have the dollar going up. That is not been raining on our parade, which is a very good sign. But look, since we took out this descending, I said we should watch out for a move to 105, especially close above. Now we've made that move. We still haven't closed above. We've ventured above it, but that's as good as a close above 105, I would say. It does make a small difference, I think, if it closes above 105. But I mean, look at that move. That's a little significant. So that suggests it wants to keep going up. Why did it go up? Because of well, not just ISM, but the belief that inflation is back. Obviously, I've spoken about that for some time. I think we saw the low. I'm basically just reiterating what Peter Schiff said. So, I mean, he knows better than me, but I just believe, the way he words it also is a lot clearer. But we've seen the low, and that's the fake statistics that they use. I think it was just below three. Inflation's coming back, and therefore the yields and the dollar should go up in anticipation of higher yields or just yield stay, sorry, higher rates or rates staying where they are for longer than anticipated. So this idea of rate cuts has been watered down. So therefore the dollar goes up, yields go up, the markets should come down a bit. But that's not necessarily the case, at least for the metals market, which we'll get to. So the dollar's up. Next stop, well, probably nice and simple, 106. I do think the big move is to 107. I don't know if we're going to get there, especially 107, because even though inflation will return, I don't think that rate hikes are on the table. I think rates staying where they are could be on the table, but I just don't think that warrants a move all the way back up here. Maybe there'll be promises of rate cuts later on in the year. They're just jawboning this market, but maybe we'll see the DXY rise to 106 at least. Whether that affects gold's run or not is something else. And that's great news because I love to see gold go up whilst the dollar goes up. Because ultimately, I think the dollar goes down and then, gold, silver, everything will do even better. So I really don't mind seeing what we're seeing. And I have suggested that that is something that we could see. The dollar and yields go up whilst gold and even silver goes up. And that's what we've seen in yields. So looking at the yields, 30-year has made its curl. I did suggest we could see a curl. We've definitely had a big boost today. So obviously everything's reset because the market's just closed. But it was up basically 2% across the board. So 30-year, look at the 10-year right on the ascending curl back up. Yes, I think we're going to go higher. Yes, I think that will help the DXY go higher. Even the 5-year, look at that. They're all testing their old highs up here, the ascending. Sorry, the horizontal high up here. The 2-year, look at that very, very pronounced move. So you can see, 4.75 on the 2-year, 1 year doesn't matter that much, but 4.75 on the 2-year, clear resistance. 5-year, I'll ignore, but it's the same thing. 10-year, 4.35, clear resistance. 30-year, up here, 4.5 clear resistance. If we move above there and close above, we go to the next level. And not that obvious where it is on the 30-year, but I think it is more on the 10-year and even the 2-year. So a move up in yields, a move up in the dollar, definitely possible. Let's check out gold and silver. Gold, nice number, 22.50. We moved up more earlier on the day. Let's just go to the 3-minute. I like that. Look at that. Nice pump, collapsed a bit, some data coming out. Oh my God, inflation's crazy. Down we go. But in reality, inflation is crazy. It should mean gold go up. But gold does go up anyway. And honestly, gold is pretty invincible. And that's a decent close. 22.50 is nice. It's a nice overall move. So, the move to 2300 is next. We could easily make it. I mean, it's just on a tear at the moment. Let's just stick to the daily. It's just clearer. Look at this. I'm not going to go through the whole move. It's just constantly going up. A retracement is in the cards. I just don't see it yet because support is going to be the old high. It's going to be 22.20. If we keep going low, and we could, as soon as we see a retracement, it could start to cascade down a bit, 2200. And if it goes lower than that, then 2150 or even 45. And if it goes lower than that, 2280. I've got all the levels there. I really don't mind a move down. I started to trim the miners as of today, pre-market. I did it. Small nibbles. I haven't sold the whole time from the low, and I just thought some of the miners are getting too heavy. And I just feel like a retracement is due, but very minimal setting. I'll get to that in a second. Silver, by the way, still hasn't tested 26. Today looked okay at some point, but pretty muted. It just needs to test 26. Let me get rid of this. This is just me hoping we get the 26 4% move. It's probably less now, but what's good is that the dollar and yields are going up, and gold and even silver are still rising. That's pretty good. But you really would have expected to be seeing silver at 30 by now, let alone a close above 26. I feel like a close above 26 triggers something. I mean, it's just being defended quite strongly, I think. So nothing to say about silver. The support's on the way down, the horizontals, but just nothing to say until I see it close above 26. That being said, some silver stocks are really starting to move, and that's without news. And I just feel like if silver starts to pump, some of these silver stocks, I'll try and get to them, like Kirkdalen today up 10% or even more at some point. Some of them are moving, and that's with no news. So, okay, the miners GDXJ. Look at that tag, pretty much resistance. Yes, 40 is the big number, although we never tested it. So real resistance is really below 39.80. Where do we test? We tested 39.70. That's the same as 39.80, which is the same as 40. So we tested 40 today. We came down, we closed a bit off the highs, but still nice green day, up 1% when gold wasn't that strong, silver wasn't that strong. It's just more continuation. But you can see we've made the other level, right? You zoom out, we've got two candles, we've tested the other level. That's why I was trimming. I was seeing where some of the stocks were. They were really too strong pre-market, and I started trim pre-market. And then just as the market opened, I had my good till cancels in. Maybe I'll get to some of the sells in a minute, although I'll have to hopefully remember some of them. SILJ, which was up more, is starting to outperform, even though silver was not actually outperforming gold. It's good to see SILJ starting to outperform. Imagine when silver gets to 26. This one, it still hasn't hit its next horizontal 1060. But look, clear break, not clear, but a breakout of the descending. Just need that move to the next horizontal, just like DXY was 105 here. We just need SILJ to go up. Let's look at, by the way, the support is automatically the horizontals or the on the way down or the retest, back test of the breakout. Descending. Here we go. GDX, just like GDXJ, it tested its horizontal. Look at that at the open pretty much. Even popped its head above. That's why I was selling pre-market. I was seeing where the GDXJs were trading. I saw one or two stocks really strong, hitting levels where I had already indicated in my own Excel that it's a sell. And I just thought, look, it's time to trim. I didn't want to trim. I wanted to hold longer term, but they're just too heavy. So I just trimmed. And to be honest, they were worth pretty much what they were worth 1 or 2 days ago. I mean, they've gone up so much in value. So there you go. Beautiful. We've hit the next resistance on G. This is with the dollar and yields going up yields up 2%, dollar up 0.5%. That's a pretty big move. Looks like there's more they can carry on. Gold and silver not up that much, but still miners, I would say, outperformed or were just average performing, but still up when they on a different day a couple of months ago would definitely have been down 2 or 3% with the dollar and yields going up. So it's still more continuation bullish stuff. I just happen to trim. Let me see if I can go through any of them. Whoops, Newmont, I sold quite a few. Trim, really small, like 5%. Look, Newmont also up here. Yes, of course. It was 36.99 pre-market. This one, I could have probably got it just a few cents higher, whatever. It's the same thing. So basically, I sold 37 on Newmont. Barrick Gold, I think it was 17. I think it was also pre-market or on the open. Agnico Eagle, I think it was 60.99. I could have gotten, I should have just held that. But I mean, that one's just crazy move. And I just, that was 5% of this, I'm still looking long term, like 100 on this one. Pan American, I believe that was also pre-market. I think it was 15.49. I think if you've listened to this channel a bit, you'll know my sort of sells. It's like below key numbers, 15.49. Like it would have been 15.99 or 98, just 1 or 2 cents below key. I mean, look at this. You can see 59. Okay, I think I just chose 49 because I wasn't sure if we'd get there during the pre-market. SSRM, I have not sold. I'm looking for 489 on this one because the high is, I think it's 93, 493 or something. And I just thought, okay, let's just do the 1 cent below the big round number. nearest to it, which is 489. And then I think it will squeeze, to $6. But I'm like a 13th of the position I'm looking to sell, But SSRM has really done well here. Look at that, up 5%. It's actually a big amount that I've got in SRM because I bought big on this drop before we bottomed in the GDX. And actually, whilst everything else was rising, this was going down. I didn't add to it, but it was worth a lot the whole way. And now it's back being worth a lot. In fact, it's my heaviest holding now after trimming the others and after it going up. So anyway, 489 is my next sell. I think it will get there tomorrow and actually just start to squeeze regardless of what the miners do. Wheaton didn't get to sell that. I think I want to sell that 48, 49 probably, or 44. Missed that. But anyway, up again, and this one's just come from lows down here. Disregarded bad news, kept going on. Metalla, don't think I sold that, but that looks good. Look at that closing at or just above the 320 resistance. That looks good. First Majestic, I'm looking for 650, 649 to trim that. Still strong. Look, 5% up with silver hardly moving. EXK trimmed that finally. I wanted it to go to 262. I was looking at this little high here, but really, I think this is the big level, right? Look at this support here multiple times and then resistance, but I just feel like it's on a hell of a move. So I got a bit, not nervous, but it was worth nothing down here and it's almost up 100%. And I just thought, let's trim something. I just feel like the whole sector could reverse any moment and you could see a big -6% day. And I just thought, EXK has made so much, it'd be hard to watch that happen and not sold this. Yeah, I'm still holding long term. These are all 5% trims. Mag Silver, no. Yeah, that almost hit 11.19, which was my sell. I went out for the day. I didn't realize how close we went. 11.19 is my sell. To be honest, if we get to 11.19, it means we take out this high. We're probably going to go higher. I may have to readjust that sell and move it up to 11.99 or something. I am gold. This is the one I bought at 295 and 305, average 3. I'm up 20% on that one in like 3 or 4 days. Beautiful. It's going all the way up here. No, I'm not interested in selling this one for a while. I mean, there's this, if I hold it for more than 6 months, I pay 0% on taxes on it too. So that's part of the reason for not selling some that I just bought recently. But this one, I think, really will run and it's not worth as much as the others because I sort of bought it. I bought one position in one go, but it automatically wasn't worth the same as the others. These are seniors that I don't know if I got more trust in them, but I'm not willing to put a full position in one small area. I put like a medium size. If it was to go down 20%, then I'd make maybe a full position that is worth as much as these. But anyway, this is up 20% in like 4 days. Beautiful. I don't mind if it comes down. I'm just ready to hold that for several months. SSBW didn't touch that one today. It didn't really do much. I'm looking for a breakout though, but this is depending on palladium and platinum, and those were red a little bit. Sorry, I'm just going through my list. I wasn't planning to do this. Oh, sorry, the ones that I accidentally deleted from TradingView. Look at this, up 10%. It was up more pre-market. It was no, I think that was pretty much the high pre-market. I sold this one at 3.99. Is it again pre-market? As soon as I thought sold at 3.99, it went all the way up to, and then I sold 4.19 within like 4 or 5 seconds. I sold 3.99 and then 4.19 by I don't know, like 20 seconds later. And then it opened with a huge spread, market open, and it kept on going. And I wasn't ready for that. Now I have way too much in CD. I didn't have that much when it was down here. I had a bit more than my other silver stocks, but I've always mentioned CD as my favorite when it comes to silver runs. And today, I don't think there was any news. I don't really care about the news, but I don't think there was any news. And it just gapped and ran, and it's worth so much now. It's worth as much as half of these seniors. I was like, no, I need to trim this. This is just worth way too much. I'm making way too much money in this one. And I just don't want to see one of those big red days, where you open at 448 or something and it just goes all the way down to 380. And then the candle itself makes it look like it's going to go all the way down to like mid threes. Some big reversal, washout, and then we go back up to, whatever gold and silver does. But it would be a shame to watch a lot of this. And anyway, it's worth too much. So on a risk reward standpoint, I just needed to trim. So that's what I did. 399, 419. The rest at 449, I believe. That obviously didn't happen. but it's still worth too much. It's just, I mean, these are huge moves. Like it was $2. I was adding it to. It's worth more than four right now. You know what I mean? It's already done 100%. So it's just worth too much. But there were others, there's Fortuna. I'm not planning to make a big video on all the miners, but they're just going wild. And this is with silver not even up much at all. Gold, zig like seesawing, sorry, I couldn't think of the word, up and down a little bit, closed up, but nothing crazy. I still think we have continuation. But with the dollar and yields up, the miners, some of them up 5, 10%, I thought, okay, let's trim. Anyway, I didn't get to do my other video covering the other stocks. I don't want to do that now. That wasn't the point of this, but look at Heckler. That's done great, just as expected. Heckler's a bit like CDE. It's just one of the silver ones that really move, like Fortuna. What else? Equinox has made a great move. Look at that. More continuation. This was one of the ones I wanted. It was Equinox. Eldorado was another one that's continued. Look at that. I mean, they've all done well, but this is one of the better ones also. This one I missed down here. But I bought others that made just as good a move. And look at Iron Gold. That's done a great move too. B2 Gold. I'm deciding not to buy that. Definitely one of my subscribers reminded me that it has its main asset in Mali, which I think I knew. I just forgot. I mean, I always say I don't care about the news, but that's pretty important. And that isn't news. That's just a fundamental fact. But I'm not up for, and I think that's why the price has lagged a little bit. Yes, the dividend is great. Yes, it's a fantastic, safe, long-term buy support zone. But honestly, Mali is getting in all the Central African areas for now. But they're just getting the French are getting thrown out. But the West in general, any contingent of the West would get thrown out now and just replaced by Russians and the Wagner forces and the Chinese, and for good reason. We've just been dominating those areas for ages. Just I don't want to say exploiting because they benefit from our companies, but our governments are not exactly friendly, and foreign policy wise, the Africans, the Latin Americans, they just have more in common and just less to hate about Russia, let's say. I mean, it's a different story, but I can see how, these, especially the military juntas, the military that have taken over a lot of these countries, they don't care. They just kick us out. They don't like us at all. And they might not care about all these little economic short-term impacts. They'll just kick us out. So even if we have these nice mines in there or gas platforms, they just whatever kick us out, and then down goes your stock like 40% in one day. So I'm not up for that. So I'm ignoring that. Harmony, that's done quite well. All right, I'll leave it there. That was a bit of a freestyle at the end. I just wanted to run through some of the stocks randomly. My point is I've trimmed for the first time in a long time, weeks. In fact, the last time I did any trades was buying, and that was weeks ago. And selling before that would have been a while ago because we were just going down. So first trims, but still seeing the dollar and yields go up. I still think they can go higher, but the gold and the miners are still going up despite that. So still intact bullish sentiment, I would say. So things look good, but I did trim. Good luck to us. It was fun, as it is recently, and let's see what happens tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed Easter.